How are you? You caught me reading a very interesting tale about a boy called Phillipon. Would you like to know about him? Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't introduced myself. I am Maggie, and I'm a friend of Guardianes. I am so happy to be here with you. Come on in, take a seat. I'd like to welcome you and the grown-ups with you to this space we've eagerly created. But before starting, I'd like to tell you that Guardianes promotes the right of all children to good treatment by means of understanding, respect, and love. That's why I'd like to invite you today to learn about this and other things in Phillipon's t-shirt. Let's start. This is Phillipon. He's a cheerful boy, much like you. He enjoys going to school and playing with his friends. He lives in Coconut Island with his mom, Victoria, and his dad, Valentine. On his birthday, Phillipon's parents called him and gave him a box wrapped in pretty paper. Phillipon opened it and saw a beautiful, shiny white t-shirt. Do you know why it shines so bright? Because it's a self-esteem t-shirt. Phillipon got very excited and grabbed his t-shirt. He knew how lucky he was, and that made him feel great. When we're happy and confident in just how special and loved we are, our heart shines. That's what we call self-esteem. Have you also felt your heart shine? Raise your hand if your heart shines just like Phillipon when you have 3 meals a day, you get along with your family and friends, you shower every day, and you don't keep secrets. What other things make your heart shine? Phillipon does all these things with the help of grown-ups who love him, take care after him, and protect him. When we feel happy and safe because of how others treat us, and our heart shines, we call that good treatment. Phillipon didn't know that sometimes people do things that hurt us, that make us feel uncomfortable, sad, or upset. When this happens, our beautiful self-esteem t-shirt gets stained, our heart breaks, and we don't smile like we did before. We call that maltreatment. One day, Phillipon went out to play with his ball. He was cheering down the street. Here comes Phillipon, he takes the ball, he comes near the goal, he's on his own, he aims at the frame and goal, 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 goal. While he celebrated, the green neighbor who lives next door came out and yelled at him very angrily. "What kind of fuss is that? Get out of here, you dumb, rowdy boy. I don't want you here." Phillipon felt a knot grow in his stomach. He got very sad because of those ugly words. He quietly took his ball and left. The green neighbor threatened him, "Not a word to your parents. If they come to me, I'll tell them about the noise you were making, and they'll punish you." Phillipon got scared and walked briskly. Do you think he was a dumb boy? He just wanted to play. His heart ached a little, and worst of all, his self-esteem t-shirt got a large green stain, like when you drop spinach soup on yourself. Have you ever been told something that made you feel like Phillipon did? With his heart aching, Phillipon decided to go to his grandfather's house, where the noise wouldn't upset the green neighbor. His beloved toy cars were there, and he got happy again. Vroom, 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 beep, beep. But Phillipon couldn't forget the neighbor's ugly words. He unwittingly shouted like he sometimes heard grown-ups do when they're driving, and repeated, "Move, you dim, all that. Get out of the way if you can't drive." His grandfather heard him and came closer. "What's wrong with you, you rude boy? That's not how you speak." He then spanked him hard. Phillipon screamed and stayed still. Upon hearing him scream, Phillipon's grandfather got even angrier and spanked him 2 times more, harder than the first time. "This will teach you not to talk like that, you rude boy." Phillipon wept bitterly. He didn't know why his grandfather had hit him. His grandfather said out loud, "I warn you, better not tell your parents. I don't want any trouble." Since Phillipon didn't want to get his grandfather in trouble, and he was still in pain from the spanking, he decided to run home and say nothing more. On the way home, Phillipon looked at his t-shirt and said, "Oh no, another stain." He now had a purple stain, like the beetroot he hated so much, and his heart sank a little deeper. "What am I going to tell my parents? They think I didn't care for my t-shirt." Phillipon stopped under a tree for a while. He felt bad for his t-shirt. He didn't want his parents to look at it that way, and he burst into tears. "Phillipon, what are you doing here?" Cousin Lumine asked. He was older, he was 16. Phillipon liked playing with him, but he didn't feel like talking to him at that moment. Lumine said, "You don't look happy. Hey, do you want to come over and play? I've got a new game that will cheer you up." "A new game?" Phillipon answered. "Can't we play here? I have to go home." "No, Phillipon. This is a special game and we need to be alone for that. There's no one at my house. Come on." "Just a little while." Phillipon wanted to feel better, so he left with Lumine. Cousin Lumine's parents and siblings weren't home. It was just the 2 of them. The game was called Tickles. Lumine tickled Phillipon and both laughed a lot. It was fun. Phillipon was happy again. Lumine tickled his belly, his neck, his back, his legs, and he started to tickle Phillipon's private parts. But he didn't like those tickles anymore. They weren't laughing anymore. There was silence and the temperature started to rise. Lumine's glance was different, and he was breathing heavily. Phillipon didn't feel comfortable. The game wasn't fun anymore, but he didn't know how to tell his cousin. Do you know what your private parts are? Your private parts in your body are those covered by your underwear or your swimsuit. Private parts in girls are their breasts, their vulva, and their buttocks. Private parts in boys are their penis, their testicles, and their buttocks. Even if the sun sees your mouth, it is also a private part. Would you like to know what Phillipon did? Phillipon said, "Hey, this game isn't fun. I don't like it. Let's play something else." "It's tickles. Don't you like it?" Lumine said. "No, I don't like it." "Don't do it," he answered. "This is how the game is, Phillipon. Come on." Phillipon wasn't comfortable, so he wiggled out as best as he could. "I said I don't like it. Let me go." "Don't get mad, Phillipon. It's just a game." "I'm telling my parents what you're doing to me," Phillipon answered. Lumine got serious and told him, "It's our secret game. You can't tell anyone. Besides, who do you think they're going to believe? I am older and I'm going to tell them you are lying." Do you think Phillipon is a liar? Phillipon didn't lie. Cousin Lumine had always been good to him, and now he was afraid. Something wasn't right. He ran home. He could hear his cousin shouting from the distance, "Phillipon! No one likes boys who lie! Don't make me tell them you're lying!" Phillipon cried and cried on his way home. His heart sank even deeper and his t-shirt got a yellow stain like the mustard his mom always insisted on putting on his sandwich. It was all a mess. His heart didn't shine any longer. His t-shirt was all stained, and he felt guilty for playing in front of the neighbor's house, for yelling in his grandfather's house, and for not liking Lumin's odd game. Is this happening to me because I'm a bad boy? He thought that as he ran home. The smile had washed off his face, and tears of pain and sadness ran down his cheeks. When he got home, he ran straight to his room. His mom noticed something was wrong and asked him, "Are you okay, love? Would you want me to fix you something for dinner?" "I'm not hungry. I'm going to bed." He couldn't sleep and he wouldn't talk to his parents. He was afraid they wouldn't believe him and they would scold him. So he kept all of those things in his heart, like a dark secret that hurt so much. Some days went by. Everything was the same in Coconut Island. The sun was shining, people were laughing, and animals were playing. But Phillipon had changed. He no longer smiled, he didn't want to play anymore, and he spent a lot of time on his own. His self-esteem t-shirt was so very stained, and he was embarrassed about it. He hid it under his overall. His parents were worried because he looked sad. "Are you okay, my love?" his mom asked. "Why won't you go out and play anymore, Phillipon? Is there something wrong?" asked his dad. Phillipon didn't want to tell him anything. He was afraid, and the threats he'd been told came to mind. "Not a word to your parents!" "I don't want any trouble." "I tell them you're a liar." One day at break time, his friend Lulubel sat next to Phillipon and asked him, "Why don't you play with us anymore? Is something wrong?" "Nothing's wrong," Phillipon answered. "Leave me alone." Phillipon seemed mad, but he was actually very sad. "Something's up with you, Phillipon. Something bad," said Lulubel. "This is not you. I can't tell you, Lulubel." And right then, his self-esteem t-shirt got a blue stain, blue like his pants. Lulubel said, "You need to tell someone. Find a protective guardian." Do you know what a protective guardian looks like? It's someone who treats you well and makes you feel safe. It's a person close to you you can trust. It can be a family member like your granny, an uncle, or a cousin, or someone from school like a teacher. It's someone who can take care of you and protect you. What's more important, they will help you find your voice to speak up and tell the truth. They will never ask you to keep bad secrets. Apparently, Phillipon didn't know who his protective guardian could be yet, since he told Lulubel, "Well, grown-ups around me haven't protected me." "You can trust Miss Sunshine," Lulubel answered. "What if Miss Sunshine doesn't believe me? What if she scolds me?" Phillipon thought. He felt afraid and didn't know what to do. Walking through the school halls, he saw Miss Sunshine in the teacher's lounge. Phillipon looked through the door, but he didn't dare to go in. "Hi, Phillipon. Are you looking for someone?" asked Miss Sunshine. Phillipon couldn't move his legs. He stood there, unable to say a thing. "Are you okay?" Miss Sunshine asked, looking at him attentively. "You seem different. You hardly speak anymore. I don't see you playing. Is there something wrong?" Phillipon suddenly shed the tears he'd been holding back. "Miss Sunshine, I'm a bad boy." "What do you mean, you're bad? Who told you that?" "Bad things happen to me. No one loves me, and look! My self-esteem t-shirt won't shine anymore. It's stained." Phillipon couldn't stop crying. Miss Sunshine hugged him to comfort him. She waited for Phillipon to calm down and she bent down to Phillipon's eye level. I am here for you, to listen to you. Tell me what happened. So Phillipon spoke about the green neighbor, about his grandfather's spanking, and about Lumin's odd game. At the beginning, his voice cut off because of his tears, but slowly but surely, he started to calm down and was able to tell everything to Miss Sunshine. She listened, and when he was done talking, she said, I believe you. Thanks for telling me. You're a very brave boy. We first need to tell your parents. No, not that, Phillipon screamed, really scared. Something very bad will happen. They just want to protect you. How will they do it if they don't know? If you want, I can be there with you. Miss Sunshine seemed quite calm, and that made Phillipon trust her. Okay, if you're with me, I think I will be able to tell them. The next day, Miss Sunshine made an appointment with Phillipon's parents and Phillipon at school. I've called you here so we can listen to Phillipon, said Miss Sunshine. Phillipon felt a knot in his stomach. His hands were sweaty. He was very nervous, but he plucked up the courage and started to tell his parents what had happened to him. With tears in his eyes, Phillipon told them that the neighbor had yelled at him, that his grandpa had spanked him 3 times, and that Cousin Lumin had an odd game where he touched his private parts. He touched me here, Phillipon pointed to his private parts. I told him I didn't like it, and he said I was a liar. Was it my fault, Dad? No, Phillipon, you did nothing wrong, Valentine, his dad, said immediately. Valentine and Victoria, his parents, had a lot of questions running through their heads, but they knew they must support him no matter what and trust that what he was telling him was true. Do you also believe me, Mom? Phillipon asked, looking at her. Of course I believe you. We know you don't lie. I'm so proud of you because you were so brave in telling us. Don't ever keep anything to yourself, love. We'll always support you. The 3 of them hugged tightly. Phillipon, tell them what else worries you, Miss Sunshine interrupted. The t-shirt you gave me got dirty and I couldn't clean it. It's all stained. I'm really sorry. Phillipon took his t-shirt out from his overall to show the stains. Why don't you look at your t-shirt now? His mom asked. At that moment, Phillipon's heart lit up again because the blue stain had disappeared. How was that stain removed? He asked, surprised. Self-esteem t-shirts come with some special soaps that help take the stains off, his mom answered. What are those soaps? Phillipon asked. The soaps are 5 powers we use to take care of our self-esteem t-shirt. The first soap is knowing and calling our private parts by their names and knowing that our private parts can't be touched by anyone. Let's remember that girls' private parts are their buttocks, their vulva, their breasts, and their mouth. And boys' private parts are their buttocks, their penis, their testicles, and their mouth. The second soap is knowing the difference between an affectionate touch and an uncomfortable touch. An affectionate touch makes us feel fine, and we can do it in public with all the people we love. An uncomfortable touch makes us feel bad. It's done in secret and no one can know. The third soap is saying when you don't like something or you feel uncomfortable. You can shout out, "No!" right on the spot, very loud. Let's try it. Put your hands in front of you. Stretch your palm out and say, "No!" very loudly. On the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. No! Good! You say it very well. The fourth soap is asking a protective guardian for help. When we finish telling this story, make a list of all those people who can be your protective guardian. Last but not least, the fifth soap is never keep bad secrets. Tell a protective guardian about the things that make you feel bad. Good secrets have a time limit. Eventually, people will know and they'll be happy, for example, a surprise party or a gift. Bad secrets are those we were asked not to tell anyone. They make us believe that people will get sad or angry if they know. Bad secrets must always be told to a protective guardian. Then his mom said, "The blue stain got removed when you told us what happened to you. Don't worry, Phillipon. You already did what you had to do. We'll make sure to protect you." His dad hugged him and said, "I promise no one will hurt you again. I will talk to the neighbor so no one will yell at you again. I will speak to your grandfather and I'll tell him not to ever hit you again. I will make sure that Lumin doesn't harm you ever again." Phillipon and the girls and the boys at school need help so this doesn't happen again. I'll tell the principal about an organization called Guardianes. They're experts in helping children make their self-esteem t-shirt shine. Miss Sunshine said, "We must all be on the lookout. I don't think Phillipon is the only kid who's gone through something like that. Us teachers are here to protect you kids. That's why Phillipon wants to remind you that you have a self-esteem t-shirt that shines when your heart lights up. No one should insult you or tell you words that make your heart ache. No one should hit you, even if they say it's for your own good because they're teaching you a lesson or because they say you misbehaved. And no one, remember this, no one should touch or see your private parts or make you see or touch theirs. Let's say it all together. I am worthy. I deserve to be treated well. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I am worthy. I deserve to be treated well. Very well. I hope you enjoyed Phillipon's t-shirt. My heart shines more because I was able to be here with you. For more information about Phillipon related activities, you can ask your parents or the grown-ups who take care of you to contact us through our social media or at our Guardianes website, www.guardianes.org.mx, where you will find more information, activities, and advice from Phillipon to you. See you soon.